Greetings! What a beautiful moon we just encountered, right? It's the blue moon, full moon. The moon was in Cancer, so of course my mind went to abundance. And I decided I wanted to make a money smudge stick. We all sage, we all smudge, we all understand why we're doing it to get rid of negative energy, but I wanted to do one to increase the abundance and prosperity into the household. Of course, I have this wonderful garden outside, so I went to forage to see what I could find. When you think of money, of course you think of mint. So I have two types of mint. I have this lovely wild mint that's growing, and then I have the French thyme. Thyme is actually a type of mint. So these are wonderful for my money smudge stick. I also have this lovely rosemary plant, which I love rosemary in Money Works, but I'm not going to use it because it's too young. What I do have are some cinnamon leaves to add into this. I didn't have this in the garden, but they were on the counter. So I'm going to snip a little bit. I'm sure Akiva won't mind. And I'm also adding in the bergamot because, of course, I love that plant for money, as you saw in my previous video. And I'm adding in flowers this time because flowers represent that Venus energy. Venus is great for the power of attraction, for appearances and beauty and reproduction. Venus is great for attracting harmony and balance and soothing. That's why a lot of the plants that are ruled by Venus, like the mint families, they are sweet herbs that bring fragrance into your cooking. It eases tensions. Great for your reproductive organs. Also great for partnerships. And Venus vibrates with the number 6, which we know relates to open doors. Now you see this lovely pumpkin I have. Isn't that a huge pumpkin patch? Now that's another secret. Maybe I'll share that in another video. I can't touch those pumpkins, but they are taken over. We have so many trees in the yard as well. I literally could just take a tree and break it down and show what each tree would be good for. So anyway, Venus also brings that energy of gold. If you're looking at Chinese astrology or Indian astrology, gives us Venus as a wealth symbol. It's said that Venus is the first star you see in the sky, so it's called the wishing star, and also known as that Aphrodite, Astarte, Isis, or Luciferian energy. We know Lucifer rules the world. He brings that material world. He is the one that told Jesus, cast yourself down and I'm going to give you this kingdom, right? Oh, Lucifer. Anyway, so this idea of having a prosperity smudge blend or stick, it's the same way you would gather these herbs and grind them down to make a powder incense or to dress candles with. Same idea. I'm just leaving it in a smudge stick form. I wrap these with red thread because that's symbolic of the feng shui wealth color. I ran out, so I use yellow, which is my other wealth color. Hint, hint. Now, what made me think about doing this for this new moon, full moon, rare moon, was the fact that the moon was actually in Cancer for about 2 days, and water signs are great for abundance and prosperity work. So if you're going by the timing of when you should do work, water signs are great manifestors, okay? So you gather your herbs. I'm using flowers today as well because, like I said, flowers relate to Venus. I don't know if I said it, but that's what I meant. Flowers relate to Venus. Venus does rule a lot of the flowers because it relates to beauty. And we want that beauty and sweetness to be added into our money so that the money comes in a good way, right? Not in a way that brings us sorrow. So flowers are just beautiful. They make you feel wonderful. Roses in general make you feel valued. So it's a good addition. I'm stacking the herbs like a pizza. So I basically just lay them down in opposing ends because I think I had about 2 of each type of branch or herb that I was working with, or leaf I was working with. And then I added the roses and flowers in between. And then I stacked more. I think I had 2 different kinds of mint today in this particular bundle. Now, if you're using a rose that has bigger petals, it's a little easier to manage. But all you do with the little petal, you pick them apart and you just add them in and hold it kind of with your thumb when you're wrapping it. So I like to tie one knot first just to keep the bundle in place, and then I wrap tightly like a bandage going up and down, and you can crisscross, you can make knots if you like. Don't forget to set your intention, do your chanting, be in a great space when you're making this, because this is going to be what you are smoking throughout your home to bring in abundance and good luck, okay? And now make sure you wrap it tight, because a lot of these plants are filled with water. So you want it to be able to shrink down effectively. You wrap it tight, but not too tight where you're snapping it, okay? And again, I'm using the thread that corresponds to the purpose of my smudge stick. Any loose ends, you just kind of tuck them in there, and your smudge stick can look as you want it to look. It can be thick or thin, it could be long or short, it's up to you. I just wanted to make one good one and have it last me. So that is my money smudge stick. I hope that you are inspired to try one today. And just to give you a little bit of information on the herbs I'm using, the thyme, actually, when you break down the etymology of the word thyme, it means to fumigate or to burn for sacrificial purposes. This was a herb that they used for the gods, okay? So they wanted to attract favor and benevolence. It said that French thyme, if you allow it to grow widely, it attracts the fairies and the bees, and we know the bees are related to abundance, and we know the fairies will grant wishes. So yeah, you can think about making a fairy garden. It's ruled by Venus again, and it helps with the positive attitudes and help you attain your goals, okay? You can also use it to keep away bad dreams. And mint gives you, the thyme gives you courage, and it helps with your respiratory system. I'm using the cinnamon leaves. Cinnamon leaves were considered such a valuable source that they used to give cinnamon leaves as gifts. It is also great for digestive, gas, diarrhea issues. It's ruled by the sun, so it's fiery, but sometimes you need a little pep in your step. You can also carry cinnamon in your purse for abundance. Or how about tying a few pieces of cinnamon bark and placing it above your door for prosperity? And then I have the peppermint in here, which is also great for your digestion. Peppermint is known as the hope plant, ruled by Venus. And peppermint mint is said to be named after the water goddess that was sacrificed. And when she was sacrificed, the place where she died at, a plant sprung up and it began to give offerings. And that first coin was called mint. It's a very aggressive plant, so it's great for money. I want my money to be aggressively coming to me. I'm using bergamot, of course. I've done a video on that. You know, it's like one of my most favorite leaves to work with for money. And of course, I'm using the Venus energy of the flowers to bring me sweetness and beauty. I think that is it for what I used today. Hopefully, I remember to get everything in. I hope you're inspired today. I hope that you do your own money smudge stick. Now, we know we have money candles, right? We're familiar with that. We're familiar with burning the ancestor money, which you know I sell the candles and the money. And we are familiar with money herbs and money washes. I like money baths, so I think I'm going to do a video on that. But now I'm giving you the money smudge stick. So I hope you incorporate this into your own witchy library. Thanks for watching. And as always, Om Shri Razi.